Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Espoir Pro Tailor Foundation Be Glow in the shade Vanilla. This is a mini and it is like the size of a nail polish. I did see a lot of comments on the places where you can purchase this that the size is ridiculous, it's too small, blah blah blah, but honestly I think it's a really good size for a tester. Like, you know, you pay for this obviously and it's in like a little wee glass bottle and things like that. It is really cute and I think it's a fine size. So it is, I think 10 mils maybe? I'm not 100% on that, but I have a sneaky suspicion it's 10 mils, but yeah, it's the size of a nail polish, so that's the size of that. I picked this up because I have previously really liked Espoir foundation products. I have tried the cushion before and the colour was really lovely and it was a really lovely product. It's just expensive. Like, I can't budget it into, you know, like the amount of products that I need to buy for reviews. It's just, it pushes it up way too much for me to justify it. If I was buying things just for the sake of like not reviewing them and things like that, if I was just a regular person, then it wouldn't be that bad. Like, it's within the $30 to $40, but for one foundation that I need 4 foundations per set of what I buy, it's just a little bit much. But I was really interested in trying them out considering they have these little minis, which I think is amazing because like I very rarely am going to run through an entire foundation, like only if I really try. So this is definitely a like little lifesaver for me. So for this product, the product description says, fitting foundation with glow fit texture offering smooth and moisturizing makeup like delicate tailoring. So the packaging of this one is a little bit different considering it is a mini. It is about the size of a little nail polish and that little gold top comes off. You unscrew the black thing on top and then there's this weird like paddle thing that comes out, which is kind of bizarre, but it does work to apply the foundation. And I guess it's better than just tipping it out onto your hand, which you could also do if you didn't want to use that weird paddle thing. I got the colour Vanilla, which is actually a really lovely light warm toned colour. It's slightly more beige in comparison to what I absolutely love, which is the shade of NARS Sheer Glow in Siberia, which is like banana yellow. But honestly, I think it does a really good job. I'm wearing it at the moment and I think that it looks really good. You know, I have no complaints when it's on my skin. Just when I swatch it, what I notice is that it's not quite as yellow as what I would like. So here are all of the swatches that I have for my foundations at the moment. There are 19 shades in total this time. Okay, so here are the 19 foundation and cushion swatches I have for you today. I apologize, some of these ones are a little bit small because I didn't leave enough room. So of course we have NARS Sheer Glow in Siberia, which is my favorite color and best fit. Then we have the Etude House Double Lasting Serum Foundation in the shade Y03 Ivory. And then a new one, which is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Foundation in the shade Pale. Then we have the Espoir Pro Tailor Foundation Be Glow in the shade of Vanilla. A Holika Hardcover Glow Foundation in the shade Ivory. The Anna Sui Liquid Foundation in the shade 100 Alabaster. This one is the EX1 Invisiwear Foundation in the lighter shade, which is I think number 1. This is another new one that is the 3W Clinic BB Cream Wrinkle Intensive. I think this one is in the lighter shade, if there are any shades. This is the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Foundation in the shade 00 Alabaster. The Up-Hue Triple Wear Foundation in the shade 1 Frozen. The Misha Radiance Foundation in the lighter shade, which I believe is called Ivory. This is the Up-Hue BB Maker in the shade 211 Light Beige. The Clio Kill Cover Foundation, this is the Earwear Powder in shade number 2. This is the Peri Pera Ink Drop BB in the shade number 1, which I think is Ivory. The sad one is the Farmstay Full Moist Foundation in the lighter shade, which is number 13. Then we move on to the cushions, which are a little bit hard to see because I can't put quite as much product on. This is the Up-Hue foundation. This one has the foxes on the front. I can't remember what they're called. And then that one has the corgis on the front. So there are the 2 shades there from Up-Hue. Then we have the Lily by Red Estebani Loves You cushion foundation in the lighter shade. And then the Re-Ray Starlucent cushion foundation also in the lighter shade. So I'm going to apply the Espoir Pro Tailor Foundation Be Glow in the shade Vanilla with a little cushion puff. This one is from Pony Effect. Because the applicator is a little bit strange, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to apply it straight onto my face like that because I'm not planning on sharing this with anybody, so I'm not particularly bothered about putting it right back in there. And then I'm just going to pat it in with a cushion puff. This one, sometimes I need to go back and do a little bit more because it's a bit of a strange way to apply it. I don't usually apply things straight onto my skin like that, so I'm not used to how much I would actually need to cover my skin, but Other than that, it's very easy to apply. I'm sure the full size would have a pump top or something like that rather than that little weird scoopy thing. I'm just going to apply a little bit more in the places where I feel like I didn't really get as much coverage. I find that this has a light to medium coverage. It is a little bit buildable, but nothing like full coverage or anything like that. But I do actually really like the way it looks on my skin, plus it's a really, really nice shade. So there's what half of my face looks like with the foundation and then without. I'm just going to do the other half of my face now. So this is what the foundation looks like with both sides on. I really like the way it looks on my skin. The only thing that I don't particularly love is that it doesn't really do much in terms of hiding my pores. I can see quite a lot of texture on the, like around my nose where my pores are most prominent. And it doesn't make them look any worse than they normally are, but it doesn't make them look any better. Other than that, it's got a nice light to medium coverage. It's covering up the majority of my lighter scars, but not some of the darker scars like on my lip, and there's a couple on my forehead at the moment as well. So I'm going to put some powder on this because it's not overly sticky, but when I do touch my fingers to my face, I do get a little bit of transfer onto my fingertips. It's not a huge amount, but it is some. So I'm going to set my face and then I will check in with you guys throughout the day. So I've had this foundation on for just over 7 hours now. I've been out shopping because it's the weekend and yep, it's like that time of night for me. I think that the foundation actually looks so gorgeous. I am in love with it at the moment because for 7 hours, that's like a pretty general day for me because I'm very low-key, luckily. I do find that there's a little bit of glowiness around the forehead, the cheeks and the nose, but for me it doesn't look oily at all. It just looks really nice and glowy, so I'm not bothered by it whatsoever. I do have the general glasses marks and I have a couple of little marks on my cheeks from where my glasses are sitting, but I don't think that they're noticeable from a distance, so again, not particularly bothered. There is a small wear mark on my chin, which is pretty standard for me. It's not too bad, but it's because I've been out shopping rather than teaching, where I would be sort of more leaning on my chin. So that is why that is less worn. But otherwise, I am totally happy with how it's wearing for the 7 hours. I will try and keep it on for a little bit longer, so I might get like 8 hours probably today because I want to take off my makeup and get in my pajamas because it's the middle of winter and that will make me a lot warmer. So I'll check back in with you guys a little bit later. So I've had the foundation on for 10.5 hours now, and you can see that I've forgone my regular clothes for a hoodie. I think that the foundation is not actually looking too bad at all. Again, it's a little bit glowy, but not to the point where it's oily. When I do touch my skin, I can see a little bit of oil coming off on my fingertips, but the rest of the foundation itself isn't actually moving, which is really good. I feel like the coverage has decreased somehow because my cheeks are looking a little bit more scarred than they were before, which I'm not sure if that's because I'm really warm because I've been cooking or just because the foundation itself is decreasing in coverage. But overall for 10.5 hours, I am pretty happy with the longevity. So overall, I have a lot of things that I like about this and only one thing that I don't like, which is really, really good. Well, two things that I half don't like, more or less. So let's start with the easy part, which is the things that I don't like. The finish of the foundation does make my pores look apparent. It's no more than they normally would. So when I'm looking at my skin, I can definitely see the texture of my pores there. However, you know, my skin is textured. I do have pores. It's just that the foundation isn't covering them, which is not a bad thing. You know, essentially it's not bad. It's just that I wish it would. The other part is the price. They are fairly expensive. So the one I'm looking at the moment is $38 US, which is quite high up there. I don't know if I like it quite enough to justify that amount of money on it, but I do love the mini. I think I got the mini for $10 US and it's about 10 mils. Ooh. So let's move on to the things that I do like. It's quick and easy to apply. It has a really nice thin runny formula that makes it really easy to apply with cushion puffs. I didn't actually try it with any other methods of application because I was so happy with the way the cushion puffs applied it. Honestly, that is the way that I apply almost every single foundation that I own, so I don't feel like I need to use any other, you know, like tools or brushes or fingers or anything like that because I'm so happy with cushion puffs in general. It does have light to medium coverage. I can't see any of my very light scars apart from ones where somehow some of my cheek products removed them today. But it doesn't cover up the darker scars. So I've got like one little acne scar there, I've got one here, in the middle of my lip there. There's some on my forehead that are more dark. It doesn't cover those up. You can build it up a little bit, but it only goes so far, so I would need to use this in conjunction with a concealer if I wanted to achieve a really flawless coverage. I really like the longevity. Oh my goodness. I feel like it's not a product that is going to last super well for you if you have really, really oily skin, because it did look glowy on me. It is a glowy foundation, so I would kind of expect that, but it looked so put together at the end of the day that I was just so pleased with it, like almost to the point where I can't believe how nice it looks. Yes, it's glowy, so if you have oily skin, which I don't have, it may not end up looking the same on you because different skin types will have a different longevity. But for me, it just looked really, really lovely. There was like a little wear patch on my chin where I do lean on it, and like a little bit of extra scarring that I could see, so there was a little bit less of the coverage. But overall, I was really satisfied by the way it looked. So all in all, I really like this foundation. I do wish that it wasn't the price it is, but there really isn't that much that I can do about it. If I really liked it enough, then I probably would buy it for that price, but I'm on the fence. I will see how the rest of my foundations go for this month, but honestly I have so many other foundations that I really, really like that are more like less expensive, like the Etude House Double Lasting Serum Foundation. Really similar to this. It's got a lot more of a sticky texture, so when I touch my skin I can really feel the foundation, like if I don't set it really properly. But they have a really similar colour and a really similar longevity. I feel like the Double Lasting Serum Foundation doesn't last quite as long or quite as gracefully as the Espoir does, but for the price difference, it's not that much to look over. So there are products out there that are very similar for a lot less, which makes it hard for me to justify. But colour looks lovely. I mean, hallelujah. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.